Yeah, well, a lot of times being judgmental is a cope. So, for instance, like I'll have some girls on my show, and one of them they'll be like, "I don't think she's not hot because she has fake lips and fake tits." And I was like, and I write them back. I'm like, "I will give you $10,000 right now if you can show me you've been on a date with a single woman in your entire life who's half as attractive as her." And of course, they just shut up afterwards.
Tell us what MOA is first.
Men of Action. So the course is called Men of Action. MOA came about because from '08 to 2019, I was just basically being flown out to different places to give speeches. I was teaching, but I wasn't being paid for it. It was totally a side job. I worked in finance at the time. And then I would get like RSD, these other people, they would interview me, and I would go on these different places and I would coach for other programs. And it was a lot of mindset, but there was a lot of dating stuff in there as well. And while I was doing that in Las Vegas, what would happen was we would just throw bigger and bigger and bigger, more outrageous events. Like my birthday party is like, I walk in, it's me and 50 girls. Like it makes no sense. I don't pay a single one of them. I have bikini competitions where like 70 girls show up, and I was like, how do I transmute this where I get on stage at every single nightclub? I have a bunch of celebrities who reach out to me. I get like every time I go into any other city, Miami, Los Angeles, I get like into whatever club I want. And anytime there's like a conference, like Aspire or whatever, like 10X, I get invited backstage. I get invited on stage to speak. Why is this? What is it that I'm able to do? And then how am I able to, my thought was, how do I then teach this to other people? And that's what MOA was. MOA was 25 years of my mistakes and then also me selling my lifestyle. It was Wes Watson who told me this. He goes, dude, you're selling your life. Like basically people are going to buy the program because they see aspects of your life that they want. Does that make sense?
Right.
So like for one guy, it might be like, I don't look like the average 46-year-old man. I'm in pretty good shape definitely for 46. The other one idea is I'm dating a woman who's 20 years younger than me. And I'm dating a woman from the South who comes from like a higher moralistic background. So a lot of guys might like that. The other one is like, I've managed several businesses successfully. The other idea is I built a brand. These are different parts of my life. And then the other part is like, before I had my girlfriend, I was dating like I was punching so high above my weight. Like one of my friends is Dan Bilzerian, like, and he like we have these discussions because if anybody understands about punching above their weight, he is the winner. He's an all-time winner, right?
Absolutely.
He doesn't look like a model. He's 5'9". This guy punches so high above his weight. And so from all those things, I was like, okay, how do I take these attributes and then how do I teach them to other people while at the same time teaching them to avoid the mistakes? Like, for instance, misogyny, not only like hating women, not only is bad for the public in general and bad for women, it's also bad game. This is really confusing for a lot of guys because people think misogyny is like, oh, you shouldn't be misogynistic because it's not woke. No, you shouldn't be misogynistic because it actually makes you less attractive to women. Right. Being non-judgmental makes you more attractive to women. And so like stuff like that is what I would teach.
And a lot of times being judgmental is the fear of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of times being judgmental is a cope. So for instance, like I'll have some girls on my show and one of them they'll be like, I don't think she's not hot because she has fake lips and fake tits. And I was like, and I write them back. I'm like, I will give you $10,000 right now if you can show me you've been on a date with a single woman in your entire life who's half as attractive as her. And of course, they just shut up afterwards because the cope that they're having is any reason they can to like tear these women down when these women don't. By the way, the women don't need you to tear them down. They have rough enough as it is.
Like, tear each other down.
Yeah, for sure. Women denigrate women more than anyone else.
Absolutely.
And like the other reason why they don't need you to tear them down is because some of these OnlyFans models, they're never going to be able to find a husband. Like they're going to always. And what I mean by that is there's plenty of men that want to date them. It's just the caliber of man they're looking for. They're never going to get 6'5", blue eyes, works in finance and has a trust fund. Those guys don't date OnlyFans models.
I hear something about that.
What?
We hear about that.
Yeah.
6'5". That sounds familiar.
It's a meme. Yeah.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah, it's a meme.
It's all over the internet. So talk a little bit about social circle, right? So we talked about the fact what MOA is. Where did this idea of social circle and what is it? How did you start teaching it?
The first person to tell me the term social circle or industry night was Mystery. I used to work with Mystery, Eric von Markovic, back in like 2007, 2008, no, 2009, 2008 to 2010. I would go to their boot camps. They'd give me a hotel room, and then I was like an approach coach for them. I was young. I just wanted to learn mystery. Actually,
Fundamentals.
But the thing with mystery was that mystery was teaching pickup, or he was teaching an indirect form of pickup that very few people teach today. So there's guys right now who teach pickup, but they're not like mystery, and then they bag on mystery. They try to make fun of him, but the reality is they wouldn't even have a space to make money if mystery didn't exist, and there wasn't a show called The Pickup Artist on VH1, and there wasn't a book called The Game. Like, he literally created, just like Rollo created a space for people to have intersexual for the, like, whenever you see the balloon popping show, or if you see Fresh and Fit or anything that goes viral, like whatever podcast, those things only exist because Rollo created a space for them when he went on his show, and then also when he wrote The Rational Male, when he did the So Suave Forum, and when he started his podcast, that created a forefront for people to have these discussions. And then that's where, like, that is the derivative of that is Andrew Tate. That's like the 10th derivative of that.
Right.
And so
A much more toxic version of Rollo.
I mean, I don't. Whether or not you think Andrew is toxic or not
think that's
toxic,
very subjective.
Andrew is talking about concepts where men and women are different, and Rollo was the first person to make that popular. Even though David Buss, Lita Cosmides, Jeffrey Miller, Stephen Stuart Williams were evolutionary psychologists having this discussion way before that, they didn't have a podcast.
Right.
And then Rollo writes a book, and then the book helps a ton of people. It starts to grow over time. And then once Fresh and Fit comes out, I think that's kind of like it broke the ceiling, where it was like week after week they'd have women on there and they were saying the same things that, like, and then men were like, this is what women actually think. This is crazy.
Right.
And then eventually it got so bad that women were like, you're just picking dumb women. And then it was like, no, they're not. They're actually just picking women in general.
Click the link below and I'll send you my high status networking playbook for free, so you can start dating high quality women today.